The announcement came after General Kim Yong-chol met South Korean President Moon Jae-in before the closing ceremony of the Winter Olympics. U.S. President Donald Trump's daughter Ivanka also attended the ceremony, but U.S. officials have ruled out meeting the North Korean delegation. The U.S. says North Koreans pulled out of a meeting with Vice President Mike Pence during the opening ceremony. The Korean peninsula has been divided since the 1950–53 war, and the two sides have never signed a peace treaty. The rapprochement between the two Koreas has been seen as a move by the North to drive a wedge between the South and the U.S. Experts have cautioned that the latest developments do not put an end to underlying regional tensions, particularly following last year's nuclear and missile tests carried out by the North. Medals and Mediation by Stephen McDonnell, BBC News, Pyeongchang. The Pyeongchang Winter Olympics ended as it started, with geopolitics being played out in a packed stadium and in front of a global television audience. The U.S. president's daughter, Ivanka Trump, sat one row in front of North Korean General Kim Yong-chol. 2 seats down from him was General Vincent Brooks, commander of U.S. forces in South Korea, and in the middle of them all, Moon Jae-in, giving handshakes all round. South Korea's President Moon has tried to bring Washington and Pyongyang together at these Olympics. He's met 2 rounds of delegations from both countries, and his message has been clear: you need to talk. We could be some way off any major discussions between them. We have heard of the North's readiness to talk to the U.S. before, and it's led to nothing. But coming after a period of such high tension on the Korean peninsula, this does seem to show a shift in mood all round. And, if there's a breakthrough of sorts, many will remember President Moon's Winter Olympic strategy as the time it all began. General willing to talk. While South Korea's president held out a hand to Gen Kim, not everyone in his country was as accepting. Gen Kim been accused of orchestrating attacks on the Kianmen warship and Yeonpyeong Island in 2010, leading to the death of 46 South Korean sailors. He arrived in the South with families of the victims and conservative MPs trying to block his entry. According to Mr. Moon's office, he said North Korea was very willing to hold talks with the U.S. It added that the North had agreed that inter-Korea talks and North-U.S. relations should improve together. Pyongyang has not yet commented, but it has often said it is willing to talk without any preconditions. However, the U.S. has insisted that concrete steps towards denuclearization take place first. The revelation from the South Korean presidency came hours after a furious statement from the North that described fresh sanctions announced by Washington as an act of war. Pyongyang's foreign ministry praised the way the two Koreas had cooperated together during the Olympics, but said the U.S. had brought the threat of war to the Korean peninsula with large-scale new sanctions just as the games were coming to a close. U.S. cool on North-South thaw. North and South Korea marched under one flag at the opening ceremony, and fielded a unified women's ice hockey team. The North sent Kim Jong-un's sister, Kim Yo-jong, to attend the opening ceremony of the games. A meeting between Mr. Pence and Mr. Kim's sister was cancelled inexplicably by the North Koreans, U.S. officials have said. North Korea has made no comment on the U.S. reports. It would have been the first official interaction between North Korea and the Trump administration. Last Friday, U.S. President Donald Trump warned of serious consequences if the latest round of sanctions did not generate results. If the sanctions don't work, we'll have to go phase 2, and phase 2 may be a very rough thing, may be very, very unfortunate for the world, he said.